Well, you just can't beat peering in the windows of somebody's house. It's not occupied. This collection of old buildings has recently been renovated, and no one lives here at the moment. It's just a lovely, jumbly collection of buildings of various shape and size and age. Some of the oldest, I think that the one at the end here probably goes back to the 15th century. As I say, recently been renovated, and like a lot of buildings of some age, each of the structures has served a number of purposes over the years. If you look at, I think there's an 1852 Ordnance Survey town plan that gives you a little bit of detail, and at the end here you had the Queen Arms Inn, and then further along there was the Abbey Tavern, and then just next to that the Crown Inn, and even beyond that, in fact, a couple of buildings right at the corner that are no longer there, even they were involved in the sale of alcohol. I think one was a tavern or an inn, and the one just beside it was a wine and spirit merchants, which is essentially the same thing, just a pub really. This such short, jumbly row of structures during the 19th century just seemed to be involved in the sale of alcohol. And in many ways it's not surprising, because there was a very large brewery just perhaps the other side of where the Scottish Parliament is just now. And this whole area of Edinburgh once had a lot of breweries in it. And I find it rather sad that two of Edinburgh's main breweries, in fact two of Scotland's main breweries, Younger's and McEwan's, have essentially been wiped off the face of the earth. There is essentially nothing left of these breweries, and they would have occupied a large area of ground with quite a lot of buildings within that area. There's maybe the odd sort of bit left, but on the whole they've just been sort of blitzed and now largely housing. In the early 1970s I actually worked for McEwan's. Their brewery was up at Fountain Bridge, and I was, just for a very short period of time, in the stationery stores as a stationery stores clerk. And that small building, I think, is the only part of that extensive business that is left. Everything else is just gone. And even the Younger's brewery nearby, again I remember, and I think it was probably in the 1980s, having a beer with my sister in a small pub which was right beside the brewery, but probably well used by a lot of the workers in the brewery. And I remember drinking a pint of Younger's number 3, and just what a lovely beer that was. The good old days. There are times when I wish I could somehow travel back in time and just for 5 minutes get inside one of these inns or taverns in the 19th century, because we very rarely get to see the inside of those places back then. Most of the photographs, drawings and paintings are of the outside of these buildings. Anyway, as you can see, I'm in Edinburgh, and today we're not going to go for a walk. Well, in fact, we're going to go for a sit, and I've got to be quite careful about how I say that word. Yeah, sometimes, sitting can be just as enjoyable as walking. It just uses less energy. But it's quite enjoyable, in particular if you've got good views. And we're going to go into Holyrood Park on top of Salisbury Crag, and we will find tremendous views over all of Edinburgh and across the wide Firth of Forth towards Fife. So we've got a lovely day. It's a good day for sitting around. Apart from anything else, This will be a good opportunity for me to let you hear my new song. On old maps, this rocky outcrop is known as Haggis Knowe, or No. I'm not sure how you pronounce that word. Now, it's where the haggis was first invented in 1421 in a cave just there. And whenever you say the word cave, you've got to do that weird thing with your voice. Up in pitch and a little bit tremulous. Cave. And the ruin, or the bit of the ruin that you probably can't quite see just there, is allegedly the ruin of St Anthony's Chapel. Incidentally, we're not sitting yet, we're still standing. We're going to sit just up there, so we're getting to the sitting bit. I mean, there is quite a lot of doubt about exactly what that ruin is. I don't think it's a chapel. I don't think I've ever seen a chapel that was tall like that. And it looks more like some kind of tower house to me. But St Anthony had a bit of input in this area, in addition to what is alleged to be his chapel. Somewhere around here there's St Anthony's Cave, St Anthony's Well, and St Anthony's Hermitage. So he must have been quite a popular chap in his day. Yeah. A cave. One of the issues about sitting is if the ground is wet. So sitting's not all it's cracked up to be. But I found a rock here, which is reasonably dry. One thing I should say about Holyrood Park and Arthur Street is that if you're looking for a bit of peace and quiet, forget about it, because it's absolutely chock-a-block with people, all out enjoying the sunshine. A lot of them are standing on the very top of Arthur Street, looking like bristle. Bristle, is that a word? Bristles. Well, I'm finally sitting. I mean, you know, what a view. This is the top of Salisbury Crags. Be very careful when you're up here. I've seen just too many people too close to the edge to try and get a good photograph. It's too dangerous for that. But you know, you can see all of Edinburgh right across the wide Firth of Forth towards Fife. Just stunning. It's been quite a short video today, and it's mostly about the song that you're about to hear. As some of you may already know, I'm not that good with lyrics and words and songs, and on this occasion I've used the elf word. Yeah, when you have to deploy the word elf, then the whole thing's gone badly wrong from a lyrics point of view. But you know, at least with elf you can perhaps use other words like skelf or shelf, wealth or health, none of which I've used. The only word I've used is elf for some bizarre reason. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's sit. I'm Eddie Burns. Take care. I'll see you again.
If all the trees could listen and hang on every word, perhaps the folk without a voice would sing with every bird. They tell their life in music and right their every wrong. So come and take my hand and we will sing the loudest song. In a woodland all around us, the rustle of each leaf, on trees that sway to every beat, this is my firm belief. The flowers would dance and wander in forests full of wood, and every elf would nod so we would all be understood. As the sun goes on